All right, how about this one, Shane? Huge rivalry here. Florida versus Georgia. Number one, Georgia Bulldogs. Of course, in Jacksonville. Bulldogs, Shane, favored by 22.5 points. Over-unders, 56.5 points. Of course, this is the CBS SEC Game of the Week, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. I hear your Bulldog back there. He's fired up about this one, Shane. Last year, Georgia won 34-7. You know how you know this is a great rivalry, Shane? They can't even agree how many times these two have played. According to Florida, Georgia leads the all-time series 53-44 with 2 ties. According to Georgia, it's 54-44-2. So that's the makings of a good rivalry. They can't even agree how many times they've played this damn game. Who you got winning this one, Shane?
Oh, brother. I tried so hard to make this a rivalry today, brother. I really did. I keep replaying that LSU game in my mind, and I think we both agree that LSU's better than a lot of experts are saying, but
Yeah.
It is nothing compared to the Georgia Bulldogs, and the Georgia Bulldogs have been overlooked. They're the least talked about in the SEC East right now. Everybody wants to talk about the Tennessee Vols, and now they're talking about the LSU Tigers and all these other programs, and Alabama backing up, but nobody's talking about the team that's just quietly beating the shit out of everybody they play. I'm talking about them, brother, because after this rivalry game, after this world's largest outdoor cocktail party, I think I'm going to need everybody on the Florida side is going to need some cocktails, because this is not going to be pretty, Brent. I'm telling you right now. Mike, I'm not going to drag this one out. I've got Georgia killing Florida Gators 55 13. I try to keep this low, brother. I did. Go with me here for a second. I try to keep this a low-scoring game. I really did. I felt like there was going to be a shot here that Florida has a way to kind of backdoor the spread, not actually win this thing. And it's nothing against the Florida. I don't hate the Florida Gators. I hate what the product they're putting on the field right now, and basing everything on Anthony Richardson. Well, if you do that, Georgia's going to have a field day. This ain't Tennessee's defense. You know what I'm saying? They're going to pin their ears back, but they've also got people in the secondary that can pick off any pass that you throw.
Right.
And making the Florida Gators one-dimensional, which is going to be Kirby's goal here, is something that they're able to accomplish. And again, on the flip side, I don't think they're getting the publicity that they want, man. I know that sounds crazy to be, the number one team in the country, but they really need to put the Bulldogs on the spot and remind everybody that they are the king of the SEC. And I think that's what they do this week, because I tell you, Kirby absolutely hates them Gators.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, I know who else does, Shane. Stetson Bennett, who, if memory serves, he had a couple turnovers. It was one of his least consistent performances last season against them Gators, but he is 21-3 as Georgia's starting quarterback. So little revenge on his mind, I gotta believe. Georgia rushed for 292 yards last time they took the field. That has got to keep Florida's defensive coaching staff up at night, because they are just god-awful defending the run. Couple things to watch for, Shane. Jalen Carter, will he return to the lineup? Georgia's touted defensive lineman, could be the number one overall pick in the upcoming draft. He's getting closer and closer to the field. A.D. Mitchell, our number one receiver, will he return to the field? Smile Munden, the linebacker, is expected to be back, but keep an eye on Jalen Carter and A.D. Mitchell. But how about this, Shane? I think this is not getting enough attention, but Florida has got 3 of the top 4 SEC rushers in terms of yards per carry. Montrell Johnson, 7.2 yards per carry. Anthony Richardson, 7.1. And Trevor Etienne, 6.3. So this is going to be...
What was the first one?
7.2 for Montrell Johnson. So, I mean, just keep feeding the beast, man. I think Florida is going to be able to have some success. Not a ton, maybe, because Georgia's defense is so good. But is that because of who they played, or is that because maybe they've not faced a rushing attack quite of this caliber. Florida is also getting back their outstanding guard, Osiris Torrance, back in the lineup, Shane. So I think Florida is going to make this a competitive game early, especially. It's going to come down to whether Anthony Richardson can make the plays all game long. He's got to be a superhero in this matchup. But listen to these two. This is such a disadvantage, Shane, when Georgia has the football.
Yeah.
Number 8 in the country in pass efficiency, Georgia is. Number 10 in running efficiency, so top 10 passing and rushing. Now here's Florida's defense, Shane. 99 pass efficiency, but even worse, 121 rush efficiency for Florida's defense. So, I mean, Georgia should basically be able to pick their score in this ball game. Florida has got to keep the ball away. You want to talk about keeping the ball out of Josh Heupel and Hendon Hooker's hands. You have got to keep the ball out of Stetson's hands, if at all possible, because they're going to tear you up in this one. I'm not going quite as high as you, but I am going wager of the week, Shane. Georgia Bulldogs 49, Florida 21 in a first matchup between Kirby Smart and Billy Napier. This could be an epic beatdown. I'm a little concerned for the Bulldogs, though, considering we're both saying that.
The Gators are like, yes, this is exactly where we want to be.
I will say this, though, Shane. The way Florida and Billy Napier is recruiting, man, this, not that they'll turn the tide in a year or anything like that, but this will be a competitive ball game before long if they keep it up on the recruiting trail. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
All right, how about this?